But now swift fame her nimble wings dispread, and told each where their chance, their fate, their fall. Rinaldo heard the case by one that fled from the fierce Turk, and brought him news of all. Disdain, goodwill, woe, wrath, the champion led to take revenge, shame, grief, for vengeance call. But as he went, Adrastus with his blade forestalled the way, and show of combat made. The giant cried, "By sundry signs I note, that whom I wish I search, thou art he. I marked each worthy shield, his helm, his coat, and all this day have called and cried for thee. To my sweet saint I have thy head devote, thou must my sacrifice, my offering be. Come, let us here our strength and courage try, thou art Armida's foe, her champion I." Thus he defied him, on his front before, and on his throat he struck him, yet the blow his helmet neither bruised, cleft, nor tore, but in his saddle made him bend and bow. Rinaldo hit him on the flank so sore, that neither art nor herb could help him now. Down fell the giant strong, one blow such power, such puissance had, so falls a thundered tower. With horror, fear, amazedness, and dread, cold were the hearts of all that saw the fray, and Solyman, that viewed that noble deed, trembled, his paleness did his fear bewray. For in that stroke he did his end arreed. He wist not what to think, to do, to say, a thing in him unused, rare and strange. But so doth heaven men's hearts turn, alter, change. As when the sick or frantic men oft dream in their unquiet sleep and slumber short, and think they run some speedy course, and seem to move their legs and feet in hasty sort, yet feel their limbs far slower than the stream of their vain thoughts that bears them in this sport, and oft would speak, would cry, would call or shout, yet neither sound nor voice nor word sent out. So run to fight the angry Soldan would, and did enforce his strength, his might, his ire, yet felt not in himself his courage old, his wonted force, his rage and hot desire. His eyes, that sparkled wrath and fury bold, grew dim and feeble, fear had quenched that fire, and in his heart an hundred passions fought, yet none of fear or base retire he thought. While unresolved he stood, the victor knight arrived, and seemed in quickness, haste, and speed, in boldness, greatness, goodliness, and might, above all princes born of human seed. The Turk's small while resist, not death nor fight, made him forget his state or race. Through dread he fled no strokes, he fetched no groan nor sigh, bold were his motions last, proud, stately, high. Now when the Soldan in these battles past, that Antheus like oft fell, oft rose again, ever more fierce, more fell down at last to lie forever. When this prince was slain, fortune, that sailed his stable, firm or fast, no longer durst resist the Christian train, but ranged herself in row with Godfrey's knights. With them she serves, she runs, she rides, she fights. The pagan troops, the king's own squadron fled, of all the East, the strength, the pride, the flower, late called immortal, now discomfited. It lost that title proud, and lost all power. To him that with the royal standard fled, thus Emireno said, with speeches sour, "Art not thou he to whom to bear I gave my king's great banner, and his standard brave? This ensign, Rimedon, I gave not thee to be the witness of thy fear and flight. Coward, dost thou thy lord and captain see in battle strong, and run'st thyself from fight? What seekest thou, safety? Come, return with me, the way to death is path to virtue right. Here let him fight that would escape, for this the way to honor, way to safety is." The man returned, and swelled with scorn and shame. The Duke with speeches grave exhorts the rest. He threats, he strikes some time, till back they came, in rage against force, despair against death addressed. Thus of his broken armies 'gan he frame a battle now, some hope dwelt in his breast. But Tissaphernes bold revived him most, who fought and seemed to win when all was lost. Wonders that day wrought noble Tisipherne, the hardy Normans all he overthrew. The Flemings fled before the champion stern, Gernier, Rogero, Gerard bold he slew. His glorious deeds to praise and fame etern, his life's short date prolonged, enlarged and drew. And then, as he that set sweet life at naught, the greatest peril, danger, most he sought, he spied Rinaldo, and although his field of azure purple now in sanguine shows, and though the silver bird amid his shield were armed gules, yet he the champion knows, and says, "Here greatest peril is, heavens yield strength to my courage, fortune to my blows, that fair Armida her revenge may see. Help, Macon, for his arms I vow to thee." Thus prayed he, but all his vows were vain. Mahound was deaf, or slept in heavens above, and as a lion strikes him with his train, his native wrath to quicken and to move, so he awaked his fury and disdain, and sharped his courage on the whetstone love. Himself he saved behind his mighty targe, and forward spurred his steed and gave the charge.